This is the syllabus talk for Chemistry 100 Fall 2026 at Windward Community College. So here we go. I'm using a template that was given to me by the university. So you have the mission statement here. And I do have a different video about me as the instructor, a little bit more information on me. I just kind of put my professional stuff here. So I can show you that. So, and oh, I didn't talk about my teaching philosophy as much. I see each student as a whole student, so I see you not just as a chemistry student, but as a university student, and a university student, like your own person with your own wants and needs, and you are a part of another family unit, friend group, and as such, I view you that way, not necessarily just my student. And I do see faculty as almost like a triage for students, especially students that are struggling on things outside the course. Of course, my primary function is as an instructor, but I am also here to look after you individually as humans. I also, the way I teach is a guide on the side or coaching approach. That's I watch you and help you where I think you need it. So there's me. I'm the instructor. Here is my office hour. It's Tuesday, Wednesday from 9 to 11:30 a.m. And there's the link to that. So you can also email me. Email me is the easiest way to get a hold of me. Response time, I'll usually respond quickly, especially if I'm able. I might, if I get it on my phone, I'll try and be fast. I might be brief with you, like if I'm on the line in the grocery store or something like that. But if I'm on my computer, I can write you a much more flowery, long email response. Also, we're going to talk about AI later on. I'm a biological intelligence, and I do have a life as a human, as a biological entity, and I do things like sleep, and I also like to have fun. Of course, like most people, I have more fun on the weekends when I have less responsibility. So I may not be as quick to respond on the weekends or evenings, but during the day I'll be pretty quick. But I'll get you within one business day. So here are some stuff here. Hope this doesn't happen. The contingency plan. I really hope that doesn't happen, but if it does, it's there for, I guess, legal or something like that. This 16-week course, it's async online. There's no required times for anything. For regular substantial interaction, there is plenty with the Mastery in Chemistry, but I will have a minimum of 2 announcements each week. I send out in the beginning of the week the due dates. So this is like what things are the up and coming due dates. So that way you're not always wondering, when does things due? You get it and continually reminded every week, so you don't have to worry about keeping that on your mind. There's also, then one of the emails is going to be, it's usually on Thursday, is like a new topic and something going on in the field of science, most frequently in chemistry, and most frequently it's the American Chemical Society magazine, Chemical Engineering News. I'll show you an article, discovery, that kind of thing, and then I'll kind of talk about things, and I'll leave it open for discussion. So that's your interaction then with me, something new, science every week, and you can discuss with your classmates. So you get immediate feedback from your assignments in Mastering in Chemistry. I already mentioned discussions. Also, following the due dates. So if you should never be upset if I reach out to contact you. Remember, I'm the coach, I'm the guide on the side, so I'm here to check in with you. If you do really well, I'll congratulate you. If you're doing poorly, I say, hey, let's work on strategies to get you better. Also, if you dip in score, say you're an A student and you dip to a B or a C or something along the line, I'm gonna check in on you and say, hey, what's going on? And I find that frequently when a student drops, there's something else going on, and then can see and help you out as well. So that's me, just watching you and caring for you, that kind of thing. So I have to verify participation. To do that, it's sign up for the Mastering Chemistry class. You have to, and I'll before I drop you, I'd bug you to make sure you want to stay in the class. This is calculus description. These are also important if you ever want to transfer this course to another non-University of Hawaii system. So this is important kind of thing. But in general, this course is for non-science majors. It's a general science class. So it's general science class. It's shows you the so what. We do go into chemistry a bit, but it's probably only about a third of the class. The rest of it is just general science. And this course is not intended to be taken in series, but it can. So you can use it that way, but it's like I said, it's not intended. It's intended to be a terminal class, meaning like if you take one science class, you should take this class, kind of thing. Here are the student learning outcomes. So I mean that if you successfully complete the course, you should know how to do these things. The textbook, it's Chemistry for Changing Times, 5th edition. It's already in your student account. So it's with the IDAP. You just have to go through the Vital Source app to set things up, and I'll show you how to do it in another video. These are other things that are on here that you should do. We're going to use Lamaku as the learning system management. So... or LMS, I'm sorry, Learning Management System. I had the terms backwards. So Lamaku, it's Brightspace. Lamaku is a altered version of Brightspace. It's kind of a 4 out of 10 when it comes to education systems. For whatever reason, the University of Hawaii decided to go with Brightspace. Everyone else uses Canvas, and Canvas is by far the best. But this is just for whatever reason. We like to have clunkier versions of things in this state. So we have that, and it works pretty well. So if you were here for Laulima was just terrible. This is a step up from Laulima, but like I said, it's not Canvas. So if you're old enough to know Apple, this is like Claris Works. So versus Word or Claris, like Microsoft Word versus Claris Works. So this is like the much worse version of Canvas, and it works. It still works okay. For instance, like in Canvas, you can link specific assignments from various things. You can't do that here unless it's within the shell itself. But anyways, I will keep on moving on. So student resources, accessibility. If you have any issues with accessibility, this is how you go through that. Okay. Other technology. Oh, here we go. I told you it's Brightspace. So, and I do recommend Firefox, so that tends to be the best. Although I programmed a lot of it in Apple Safari. I like the way that the tab buttons work on Apple Safari. Firefox is they wrote Laulima to have Firefox, so I guess I kind of got in the habit of using that. Mastering Chemistry, which we'll use, doesn't work as well in Safari, but it works pretty well in Chrome or Firefox. So here's other things you need. Okay, so here, how do I get an A in this class? There are 3 tests, homework, and a forum. So the forum is the intro forum. It's due in the first week, and that's also what I use for attendance verification, plus sign up for Mastering Chemistry. So those 2 things are my attendance verification. In each test, thereafter 7 chapters, 21 chapters, and then then after each of the 7 chapters of a test, each of the tests are 20 questions, multiple choice, and they're open everything. And I have that also on the Lamaku shell, and I'll show you that in a different video. And the general idea: first test after October 7th, second test November 4th, third test December 10th. And there is no final exam in this class. So 10-point split for the grades, and I say here no late tests and submissions are going to be accepted, and that's just not true. I always accept late work. I just put this on here because it makes it a stronger syllabus for if you want to transfer. So what I state versus what I do, I'm doing this for your best interest. And the reason for that is, I mean, like, let's say, so first test, October 6th rolls around, you have the flu, and you feel so terrible, and you don't get a chance to take the test. Does that mean you get a 0 on the test? No, it doesn't. You can take the test later. What happens on October 6th? You're a caretaker for a child, and the child gets really sick, and you can't do the test. Does that mean you fail? No, it doesn't mean you fail. You can still take the test afterward. Let's say that October, 5th through 10th, you have this most amazing trip planned, and you just didn't get to finishing this before you took the trip. Does that mean you're going to fail the class? No, it doesn't. You can take the tests when you get back. And I do want to be put in the loop for things, though, and so that also helps communication there. But you're not going to be. I'm not going to give you a 0 for those things, so it's fine. And what I'm trying to say is I'm willing to work with you, and when things happen. And remember, in the age of emerging AI, we are biological intelligences, and as such, we have various traits that we have as biological intelligences, and I'm cognizant and appreciative of that, and I'm happy that you're a biological intelligence, and I'm going to respond to those circumstances that come up. So here's academic integrity, or I mentioned artificial intelligence. I don't plan on using AI in this class. I'm not sure how you would use it. I mean, I guess you could use it to write the posts for discussions, but I mean, there's only one that's graded. So if you really want to have AI, write something about things, I mean, then be my guest, I guess. But it would be interesting. I don't use AI very frequently. I use it to help me write things like grants myself, and I don't really incorporate it into the coursework at all. So here is the netiquette that you follow for online posting. Here are the grievance procedures. So here are some other supports system and basic needs. Of course, this is very important. So, I mean, I already mentioned biological intelligence. But as we have various needs, we have our basic needs. We need food, shelter, these types of things. And if you know Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you can't go to higher levels if you don't have the lower levels set. So I see this as a combined effort. I want you to do well. I want you to thrive. I'm sure you want to do well. You're taking this class hoping to get an A and go on and have an amazing academic and professional career. So you want to do well, I want you to do well, but what happens if you're not getting enough food? What happens if you're unsheltered? You're not going to perform as well, and it's better to help you get those things so you can do well, right? So you can, how can you do well in this course if you're hungry and you can't focus on the materials because you're thinking about food? Right, so let's get that taken care of. Here is the disability services and LGBTQ plus. So I am a safe zone advocate as well. So I do take this very seriously. Of course, I take everything seriously, but just so you know, I am a safe zone advocate as well. So mental health counseling. This is an up-and-coming important thing. I mentioned before, I say that as an instructor, I do triage on students. Anxiety and depression is greatly on the rise, especially anxiety. And, if you're dealing with some crippling mental health issues, let me know. Or you can just follow the links. Even if I refer you, they don't tell me anything. So it's just, if something happens, we want to get you help. So, and it's not the royal we, it's we as behalf of the University of Hawaii. And here's a student conduct code, TRIO, Title IX. So I am I'm a responsible person. So yeah, here we go. As I'm a responsible person, and I'm required to report any of these things: sex discrimination or gender-based violence, to the campus coordinator. So if something happens and you're afraid to tell me, we have the confidential. So Desiree here is the confidential resource and advocate. So Desiree right here doesn't have the mandatory reporting, whereas I do. And so if something happens and you're afraid about my legal responsibility, you can just forget and say, hey, who can I talk to? I will refer you to Desiree very quickly, so that way you can get the help you need. Of course, like I said, I'm always here to help, but I think there's the rest of the UH alerts. Okay, so that's the syllabus breakdown. There's other videos, so if you're watching this one first, there's other videos, but I'm assuming that this is maybe the second one you're going to watch. You probably watch the intro video first, but welcome to the class, and I look forward to working with you throughout the semester. Aloha.